Level 80, the end of a world. Alizé is steeling herself for the task ahead. Intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southwest? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Enemies? Closing door. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Lilazathi recognized. Welcome to the city of Amaurot. Be riding the lift? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emmett Selk not invite Zilly to visit his abode? He also mentioned something about living like 7 lifetimes. Maybe like the people with the echo or like reincarnations. They're like Asians, but instead of being like the same person over and over again, they're like their spirit, but they don't remember. Plain night coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? Lift services every level of Akora Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. The emphasis on the we. I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. Nice of him to invite us, at least. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. I go to the ground. I want to go to the penthouse. We're already at the penthouse now. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. Amaurot. There's an ether right here. Soon we'll be passing by that. Only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amaurot? Look, over there. That a person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Trying to know, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alphanod, you can't just... Excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. Ahem. And which district is this exactly? Must be lost, poor things. Stand in the Polylarite district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. You tell us where to find Emmett Selk. You tell us who rules this city. Who rules? What a curious question. Mayhap you refer to our supervising body, the Convocation of 14? Emmett Selk isn't the leader here. Emmett Selk is a member of the Convocation. Were you hoping to witness its deeds firsthand? Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. A ghost. Yep. What was that all about? In my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect him itself wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. Had a lot of time on his hands. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. Catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? Man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Alas, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphinaud. This ethereal Amaurot and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Him itself hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. We find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed and an unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. But no, like the 7 lives, he mentioned that yesterday. Oh, what was it, like level 78 or that? That like used 7 times, and I think the 7 calamities. Calamity is like a planet dying. It's like you get a new warrior of light for like every calamity. Like I think each warrior of light is still like the same soul or whatever. I guess it's just the theory I have. I'm sure they'll explain more eventually. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. While we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. Mingling then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. Press for time. To the city we go. Going in the building? Suppose that's our only choice. Yes, Amaurot. Seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day, and what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. We begin with the members themselves. As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker La Habrea or the emissary Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logriff, Mitron, Emmett Selk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. Proven true, 'twould be an unprecedented development and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident they shall deliver our star unto salvation. He's given up their seat. Agree with the route they were taking. First out. You're gonna be like the big bet. Burn. Good gracious, child, where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. Said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain and incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. 'Tis as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It's only a matter of time until Amaurot, too, resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Audience with Emmett Selk. I am afraid you have the wrong office, little one, and besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. See, they say 14 and then one left, because every other time they're like 13, 13, 13. Curious to hear about the 14th. It will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence. Then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It's a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Back we go, I suppose. It's kind of like a song. Piano melody. It's usually on point. Silly, if I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of this city believe they face the end of the world. Cannot imagine what purpose compelled him itself to recreate this ancient Amaurot. Yet I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean's trench. He would have his story known. End of the world. Level 80, a greater purpose. Alphanaut is awaiting the return of your other companions. You can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. Seem our conversations were much alike, a looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. Suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Now, Urianger, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancient's art of creation? Fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. Not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion then. People who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with naught more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became in effect a means for destruction. Interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding him itself. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. We tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder, though, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the Capitol and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. Urianger doing spy work. Ahem, aye. I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Zilly's condition. You mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Pistola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. So we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the Capitol. Now we can go to the Aetheryte. Quite a lot of side quests. Whole different map than no, because that's over here. On the way. Tuning. Great enemy. Bureaucracy. Visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Lizotti, please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Lizotti, your application is ready for collection. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you a visitor's writ for the capital. Yep, bureaucracy. We have enemies here. Secretariat. You want to end your game? Send them to the DMV. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Like customs. AI. You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Hey, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Aethlodeus, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. Stray thought would have been enough. Aethlo- Aethlodeus will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once you say. We were close friends once you see. In spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest, a bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days, what began as isolated incidents, soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. It would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. A creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still live, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. From their sacrifice, Zodiac was born, just as we had hoped. He reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh, how the star had suffered, so many species lost, the land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiac, another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives of newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Heidelin, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you, then, how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Imitzelk has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Imitzelk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. It is truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Tilly Lazadu. Seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Hey, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Hmm. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. You, that distinctive, cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Ah, this is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emet has recognized a hint of her in you. Calling me again. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Your visitor's writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. That's helpful. Okay, so we'd just go to the ether right. Dallas multipass. Finally, you were gone so long, I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? Ah, I see my instincts were correct. A good thing, too. Urianje and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasts not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. Windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded, though mightily did we strive. With strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one elm. Perhaps it was simply the case that Emet recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Rene and I tried asking about a cure for you. Problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amaurot's today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What have you? Was all worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? Great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection, and you say all Asian scheming has been leading to this? All this time, but if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. Aye, I thought we knew their intentions in full, restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. If that was merely a step along the way, I hesitate to put into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiark. It does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. What value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not, and that's say naught of what Emmett Selk plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. Fighting Emmett Selk the only way? Created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. If you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Level 80, a greater purpose. Complete. I don't know how much further we have left to go, but hoping we'll finish tonight. I assume we're not that far away since we just got our pass to oh. Oh, well, called Shadowbringers. It's got to be the last one. Level 80, Shadowbringers. Alizé appears to have made her decision. You remember that talk we had atop the tower in Mordsuk? I'm still of the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you, you don't abandon me, and together we make a difference in this fight. Always hope if we look for it. Saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. We keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. All three spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our own heads, the ceaseless conflict. Imagine how you would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your perilous predicament. Yet who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in the people's hearts? You achieved what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, that giant Talos would never have raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles at your side and would do so again, but this is but another obstacle in the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher him itself unto his rest, we must needs bind his Ascian soul, and then shatter it with overwhelming force. Former task requireth orasight, and such I have prepared, upon the Exarch's asking, no less, though 'twas ever mine intent to provide said boon. The future whence our noble friend doth hail is a world fallen to Ascian artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated. Since Emmett Selk's destruction will be the culmination of the Exarch's efforts, a reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of peril, forget not but that his fondest wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive unto the morrow. In pursuit of that happiest of outcomes, that I do pledge to remain at thy side. Our time in the First has been a never-ending succession of trials, as arduous as our path into Source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus I would return the favor. Do as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we should speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You taught me that much and I'm wrong. So forgive me this moment of sentiment, Zilly. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you've given me the chance to think and act as I should have, for Ryan's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I will be there, guarding your back. You're a tank. You're supposed to be up front. Hey. When Menphilia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. She was right. After you collapsed on Mount Gog, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now, you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Thancred, and the others, you've all been there when I needed help. Menphilia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you, and I want to, I do, but I'm not good enough. You told me to follow your example, and I've tried, I've really tried. You shouldn't hang your head. I'm not asking to be saved. But the light, how can you go on? Fate can be cruel, but a smile better suits a hero. We must all keep looking forward like the heroes who never gave up hope for this world. Toga King taught me that. Actually, never mind. I think I'll understand better if I try it for myself. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision. I'm going with you. Finish this. Good sir. Welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. Documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guest you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmett Sulk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Came here for the Exarch.
Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities. He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature. I must explore the limits of his capabilities, and harness that power for the Ardor. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Good boy, that's all.
MSQ! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present.
Yeah, try to reason with him.
One day, we too will be ashes and dust. But not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Behold the coming oblivion. 'Twas the end of our era and the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment. I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
Amaurot, now accessible. Regular duty has been added to the duty finder and duty support. We've got to do a dungeon. Party and enter Amaurot. Tancred's our tank.
Victory will be ours!
My strength is yours!
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Here we go!
Right. We have a melee. Or Rant, Amaurot.
Welcome to the final days of Amaurot.
Some of us.
The fabric of our star began to fray, and the unchecked energies of creation begat malformed beasts.
That.
All that I have and more I bring to bear. I shall protect thee.
Like a bomb. Off of me, dude. Yay. He's got to learn to let it go. Not in their wake, but blood and ash.
I'll show you. Take this!
Just as prayer gives rise to primals, our dread made manifest our deepest fears.
First beast. Like, yeah, the first one. First doom befall us. Place those next to each other, maybe. Too close? They run to that one. Big. Everything's just kind of falling around. Final skip. Alright. Right into this. Right next to me.
This bodeth ill.
Hey. Not, however, brutal. Hell of a building. Big.
I'll show you.
Hey. Everything's just falling around me.
The city's burned. The waters ran red with blood.
Boulders. Targeting me anyways. See the AoE it set down until everything else cleared up. Second beast. Feather.
I shall protect thee.
That's like a big ad phase. See. They don't stop, dude.
Now I've got you.
Lots and lots of ads. Only at like 50 something health. Is it gonna drop back down?
I'll show you.
Like a DPS check.
underestimate me.
Yet
Doesn't
this
have much
is
health.
far from the worst of it. Come, and I will show you.
Okay, this
Just
looks
a
pretty
little
cool.
further, and
Like
you
the
will
anti-tower.
see the end of a world.
Or Tandalus.
Together we shall overcome this.
Witcher.
Now I've got you.
The sea. Like something out of Bayonetta. Bayonetta.
I'll show you. Take this.
They're like over a planet. Like, not like the moon or anything. It looks cool.
All that I have and more I bring to bear.
The star was fading. We saw we had to weave its laws anew.
The heart of Sabik.
I'll show you.
shall protect thee.
Now
Like a
I've
small
got
little
you.
Califistiere.
But between us and our goal loomed a final misbegotten fiend.
Onic Riddle, Therian. Ready? Huh? Dungeon, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a trial afterwards, probably against him itself.
Prepare yourself.
Shadow wreck. Wide. Okay.
I shall protect thee.
Okay. Oh, it's like switching sides. Know which way they're coming from. And let's sort them out. That. Standing in AoEs. Be able to see the heads. Not on the wrong side. Yep. Noticed it, but I was like, up to it. Thanks. Found it. This last doom undid us. Undid them. They have to fight it on this tiny platform too.
Well struck.
I see. That one caught me.
Keep your guard up.
Ah.
Thy time has not yet come.
Know which way it's coming from. Out of space here. See anything.
I shall protect thee.
I'll show you.
Apocalypse. It's gonna fall. I had to get off of it, so I didn't fall, but it looked like it was going. Ah. Can't believe.
got you.
I shall protect thee.
I can't see anything.
Keep your guard up.
Shoot it straight ahead.
I'll show you.
Thy time hath not yet come.
A lot going on. I'm just not used to it. I don't know where those are coming. I guess from behind. Behind him. Yay. Your third doom in itself. Pretty. I can't really